What up, world? And this is why you have a chance to break them down like he does.
Yeah.
You know, like systematic.
And this is
And always with good fight, especially undisputed, you're gonna get that. You know what I mean?
BTR Boxing.
And Boxing with Jeff. It's a podcast. What up, world? It's another episode we bring it to you guys. This is BTR Boxing and Boxing with Jeff. That's what we getting into.
All right, first, I think we should get into Canelo finally signing with the Riyadh season in Turkey.
Yeah.
4-fight deal. What are your thoughts?
First off, shout out Canelo. Hey, shout out getting that money. You know what I'm saying? Turkey came with the bag. He's snatching it. So 4-fight deal. I mean that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for sure, we know we're gonna get the Terrence Crawford fight, so we know that's one. Hopefully we get a Beterbiev in there, you know. And then we got the Skull fight, and then who knows with the last one. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, Skull's gonna be the first fight, obviously, to get that belt that he needs.
Yeah.
Make him 2-time undisputed, leading into the Crawford fight, like you said. That was going to be a big fight in Vegas, the Raider Stadium. So that's gonna be a big fight. I think the next two fights, like you said, is going to depend on what happens with Benavidez, which he's supposed to be there ringside for this week, which is this fight week, which we'll get into. So it's going to depend there what Benavidez does, right? Because this weekend it depends who wins. If Bivol wins, then obviously they're going to probably go again for the third fight.
Yeah.
So Benavidez might have to wait, or might we have to reconsider a big fight next year.
I don't think so. El Monstro, you up next, boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he will have to go out there and he gonna observe and do what he got to do. Be out there, you know, study his film, study his his opponents, because you know who knows which ones he gonna face. And I think this one, you know, we're gonna get a clear winner for sure. So it won't be no back and forth. You know, both gentlemen know each other, so El Monstro, sit back and just strap your seatbelt, man, and just get ready for the ride. That's gonna be nice.
That's what I was thinking too. I think regardless of what happens tonight, like you said, I think we'll have a definitive winner. I don't think we'll need a third fight. So I think, I think he's gonna get the winner of this fight if he signs, which I don't see why wouldn't you sign.
Yeah. You got an invitation to come and watch the fight. We already know what it is as boxing fans.
Right.
I mean, you should already know what it is you know, as much as we love the game and the sport, like, come on.
Yeah, because I mean, it gets to a point when you do earn the right to go get that money. You know, and he's Beterbiev, like after this last fight week that we went into, and the fight that he had, he's ready. You know, he's ready to step up to to the big leagues.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting weekend to see what happens there, and as far as what he decides to do after the fight, whether he signs or not. So big fights.
You know what I'm saying? There's more in store. I know Turkey got some stuff under the table, you know, behind the scenes. So he always surprises us. I just can't wait to hear the news. So
I mean,
it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I mean, like nobody saw Canelo signing ever with Turkey.
I didn't.
Right? It sounded like they were gonna be completely opposite side.
Yeah, the way it started off, but I mean, it shows you two grown men can come together. You know what I mean? Come to a solid agreement, which they did.
Yeah.
And make this money. You know what I mean? And give the fans what they want to see, and that's nothing but great fights. And that's what we're gonna get from Turkey. So and Canelo itself. So shout out.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be great. I mean, leading up to this year, these two first fights are great. You know, to get his belt and then leading into an undisputed fight with Crawford. I mean,
I can't even be mad at this year.
Right.
This year,
I mean, that's
starting off. You know
right.
Like Benavidez started it off and set the tone and morale. And then you got Turkey coming right behind, and he's just putting on an explosive show for us. So it's about to be, like I said, nothing but all the fights are like main event cards. Like they can all be their own card if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So shout out to every fighter on there, and it's about to be classic.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic fight card. Speaking of fight week this week, with Beterbiev and Bivol rematch. The first fight, I think they're gonna leave with Boatsy and Caleb Smith. I believe. I think it's the first fight.
My opinion, I actually like this fight. Yeah. You know, I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but I mean, I like it. You know, Colin Smith is trying to come back on the low. and he's doing what he got to do as a fighter to try to get back into that top contender spot. Buatsi, I've seen a little bit of him, but I like him. I like his styles a little mix up for both gentlemen. It's going to be a banger, and hopefully somebody gonna get clipped. And what I mean, that'll be an early one.
Yeah, for Boazzi, it's one of those fighters where I mean he's big in England, but like you just said, like he's not majorly known here stateside. So this is one of those fights where you can make a name for yourself. Kalen Smith, he's a known name now. He's been in there with some major names like Canelo. So everybody knows a Kalen Smith. So that's gonna be a great fight, a great opportunity for both guys.
He still got that power.
Yeah.
What I've been seeing, so hopefully he get the knockout. So shout out to Caleb.
Yeah.
Shout out to Team Caleb for sure.
It's gonna be a good fight. Good fight because Team Caleb he has a solid team. He's with Kronk. He's at Kronk Gym. So ever since he's joined Kronk Gym, he's been looking great. So
for sure,
this is gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, like I said, his bounce back has been pretty good. Even though it's been low key, from what I've watched of him, I liked it and I've been enjoying it. So it's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be a good fight. Good fight to start the card. Which starts early, by the way. It starts at I believe 7:30 in the morning West Coast time. And then prelims around 6:30. So
get up,
early.
Tune in and watch the fights.
Yeah, and why not?
That's what I'm gonna do. So
early. Right now, what up?
Excuse me.
It's gonna be early. You're gonna be at home, so why not? That's the first fight.
Might as well get a coffee, and do what you do, and just watch some good fights.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and that's the first fight. So I mean, the next fight is Big Bang Zhang and Caballero.
I bang you, no Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. Shout out to Big Bang Zhang. Yeah. I like Zhang. I like Zhang for a little while. No Diddy. And he's a great fighter. He goes out there and he handles his business.
Yeah.
And being a big guy like that, bouncing back and forth, putting people on their butts, is amazing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I like Zhang. Shout out.
Yeah, I mean Zhang. I mean he's been putting up good shows. The guy can fight.
Most definitely.
Hits hard, Big Bang for a reason.
Exactly.
Caballero, not a lot of people may know him, but I mean, he is the guy that just defeated Frank Sanchez, and he defeated him quite soundly.
Yes, he did.
So
he earned a spot to bang and hang with Zhang.
Right.
So they're gonna go and do their thing.
That's him.
Rhymes, bars, slam.
Yo.
But yeah, that fight's gonna be good though.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be good. There's a lot of sleepers on there that are not just getting talked about enough, and it's more than just the main card, even though that is the show. But like I said, you gotta take your hat off to all these fighters that are about to fight. Yeah, and all these fights are about to be tremendously good.
Some sleepers in that card,
for sure.
Right.
So
some sleepers like those two, like those ones we just mentioned are great, and then like the next one after that is Virgil and Madrimov. Are you kidding me?
That's my fight that I'm looking forward to out of all of them, really. And I was looking forward to some other ones, but due to changes, it is what it is. But most definitely, the Virgil and Madrimov, that's most definitely the one I was looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I like it. It's one of the fights that I was looking forward to the most, anyways. To be honest with you, I mean, Madrimov is coming off a great performance with Crawford. Where a lot of people are even putting into question Crawford jumping up weight. That's how good that fight was.
Yeah. And we want to see how Virgil's gonna be compared to T. Crawford. You know what I mean, and see what to do, because I know he wanted to eventually fight, but we heard that before.
Yeah,
it never happened. But I mean, there's talks of that. But Virgil, he wants to come back and show everybody too that he can go and be the top contender, because his last performance wasn't the best.
It wasn't.
So he has to show out on this one.
Yeah,
pop out and show out.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point that you made there. I mean, he's coming off a bad performance himself, so
yeah, and everybody was questioning that.
Right.
Saying, oh, you want to call this fighter and this fighter and that fighter. Like, you're not gonna always have the best fights every fight. No. Like, he's a fighter, he's only human. Yeah. But most definitely Team Virgil, like, he's gonna go out there, he's gonna do work.
Yeah, I mean the winner of this fight is gonna set himself up nicely for a world title shot.
And like I said, he has to be careful too, because he don't have a sleeper opponent. Like that dude hung in there with Crawford. He hung in there with Bud. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was a champion and he lost the belt, but he still was in there throwing stuff and hitting Bud with some stuff that Bud shouldn't even have got hit with.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see this fight and see how it goes. So
yeah, I mean Madrimov is one of those opponents. I mean, yeah, they call him the Dream, but his style is more of a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, he moves around a lot. He controls
Exactly.
distance well.
Unpredictable
I mean,
fighter.
very
Most
unpredictable.
definitely.
You know, he's going to be in the fight every single
Call him a
round.
slingshot fighter. He's always sling. And then
Yeah, it's
he'll
hard to
try
hit
to
him.
attack you.
It's
So,
hard to hit him.
yeah, yeah.
You know, he's solid, and
Yeah.
then
Very versatile in the ring. So
yeah, and he's training over there in Palm Springs with Joel. You know, so
that's dope.
of course he's going to be ready for a war. I
Yeah.
mean, that gym itself, I'm pretty sure he's getting himself into some solid wars,
Trust me.
right?
They're making sure he's about to go. He's going to be ready to ride.
So,
And going against Virgil Ortiz, he better be his A game. Because if not,
yes,
he's going to get slept.
exactly my point here. You know, like this has to erase the questions that Virgil
Yeah.
Ortiz may have, because you gotta have an A+ performance to beat a Majumov, as Crawford just showed.
Yeah.
And even then, it's still a tough fight.
Most definitely.
So to me, that's why I'm looking forward to it the most. What can Virgil do with someone like Majumov, and vice versa? What is Majumov going to do coming off a loss and now fighting a Virgil Ortiz?
Exactly. They both got something to prove.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Something to prove and something to lose.
Right.
So,
right. And a lot to gain. A lot to gain. You know,
definitely.
The winner can set himself up for a major fight. You know, you got the champ. I don't care what anybody says.
High risk, high reward.
Right.
For sure.
I mean,
like that.
You can see a Virgil Ortiz and maybe a Earl Spence, or maybe even what's his name? I'm sorry, Jermel.
Yeah.
Jermel's coming back. You know, so
in
it's
a
a
major
big
way.
right.
The
So
Lions coming back.
That's a big fight you can line yourself up for if you win this fight. But you got to win this fight.
Yeah.
So fantastic fight. After that fight, Carlos Adamez and Shariz.
Another sleeper.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie, because I did say, you know, the one I am looking forward to is the Virgil Ortiz and Majumov.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to this one too.
Yeah.
Because both dudes can pack a punch, and that's the scary thing. So it just takes one shot and then you out. Yeah. So to me, hopefully we get that fight, because we need that.
Yeah, that's to me. Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. Yeah. Like you said, it's one of those sleeper fights too. You know, because you know you're fighting for the WBC belt. Shariz it's your first world title fight in a big stage. I mean, there's gonna be a banger. Yeah. There's gonna be a banger. Like don't miss this fight.
But he just came off an impressive knockout too. So
right.
Or stoppage knockout, whatever it was. I forgot what it was.
I mean, he looked great.
I know he won, and it wasn't a decision. So for sure.
Yeah, I mean he's looked great in his last several fights. So this fight right here is going to be a good fight. Yeah. It's for a world title too. So
definitely for the WBC.
Right. So the world title. So the world title at 160. So
that's gonna be cool. I can't wait for that one.
Fantastic fight.
Yeah.
Fantastic fight there.
Shout out to both fighters on that one as well.
Yeah. That one. Who do you have winning on that one, since it's for a world title? Yeah, it's that type of fight. That type of fight.
I ain't gonna lie. I got how you say his last name again?
Shariz,
yeah.
Shariz?
Yeah, Shariz.
Shariz.
I ain't gonna lie. He's a big dude. He got that reach. He got power, man. I'm telling you, you can put him down. Yeah. So I'm leaning that way. Sorry to say.
It's gonna be a tough fight.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's hard to disagree, because it's one of those fights. It's a 50-50 fight. Yeah. Where I mean, I can also see a Carlos Adamez, perhaps. You have a Robert Garcia behind you. You should have a solid game plan coming into a fight like this. But at the same time,
have it all 12 rounds.
Right. You gotta have it all 12 rounds in a fight of the fight. And Sharia is like you said, he's tough to deal with. That distance, the reach, the power.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot. And he's young. And you're giving him a world title shot, so it's a lot to deal with for the champ.
Just mark my words. You knew.
I mean, if I had to choose, I mean, I think I knew. I agree. I think Sharice takes it too. Yeah, but it's gonna be a great fight.
It's gonna be a good fight, though.
Great fight, regardless.
That's a 50-50
That's
sure.
a 50-50 fight.
Banger, so.
Yep. And then after that, Shakur, and the last minute replacement, Josh Padley.
Yeah.
Padley, I believe. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Team Schofield. Hopefully he gets better. You know what I mean? So get over that illness. Obviously, you know what I mean? Parker dealing with the same thing with his opponent. as in Dubois, because we wanted to see that fight, but people was getting sick and serious, so they all got to get evaluated, checked out. So hopefully the both fighters is good.
I
You
mean,
will see them in the future.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened more often. Honestly, I mean, you're going to a new continent, so it's not even the same type of atmosphere. You're going to a desert compared to wherever you're coming from. Pretty sure you're not coming from a desert. So I'm not surprised that people are getting sick, especially right now. I'm pretty sure it's freezing cold in the desert. So they've been doing all these, the press conferences and all these shows, and I'm pretty sure they're doing them at night over there. So I'm not surprised unfortunately coming
Man,
out
it's
ill.
been freezing.
So unfortunately, like you said, hopefully it gets well. Hopefully everything goes good there. But as far as a replacement, fantastic that they found a replacement in such a short notice, especially so far away.
Yeah.
So regardless, shout out to
The show must go on.
Yeah,
Turkey ain't playing. He like, hey, we gonna get you a
they found
replacement. We
somebody.
gotta get you.
They
Like,
found
don't worry
somebody.
about it. You know what I'm saying? Sit back, we got you.
Yeah.
And
So
they found one nice and fast. So
yeah, finding someone in a short notice is fantastic. That way we still get to see Shakur back.
Yeah.
Which is the point.
I can't wait to see Shakur get back in the ring and do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully he ends in spectacular fashion. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get in there and put on a show. So I know Bomac gonna get him right and tightened up, so he can go out there and execute and perform well and do what he got to do.
Yeah, I mean he took care of the injury, so he's coming off that injury. So yeah, I mean we should have a show.
His
He
training
should
looks
put out.
tremendous, like him hitting the pads and everything. Don't even look like there was an injury to begin with. So we're gonna keep it at that and just keep it moving forward. And get up in the ring and do what you got to do, champ.
Yeah, so, yeah, and on to bigger fights. So good luck to the champ on his return. So we'll see what happens there. Looking forward to that fight. But I think the co-main event, which I mean, like you just mentioned, Dubois unfortunately getting sick, so he's not going to be fighting for the belt. But Josh Parker is fighting a short notice replacement. Would you like to tell everybody who is adding to this card? I mean, shout out to Turkey to do this. I mean, such a short notice. Are you kidding me? 3 days.
Turkey ain't playing.
3 days
Turkey
from the fight.
Ain't playing.
Bakole.
It is Martin Bakole. Another to go against Joseph Parker. And wow. Pray for both men. But it's going to be a banger.
That's all I'm
going to say.
I mean,
that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
We see what he did his last opponent. And you see when his last opponent fought again, where his mind is at. So you can imagine what he's going to do to this opponent.
Well, I'll be honest with you. To me, I mean, call me crazy, but I think Bakole on this fight is a better fight than Dubois and Parker.
I know. I'm more excited for this one.
Right.
Like, no lies.
Right.
I'd have been dope even if it was Bakole and Dubois. That'd have been so dope too.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh.
So this might line them up.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So
so shout out to that, to the fact that they were able to pull a Bakole Parker on 3 day notice. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. So shout out Bakole accepting the fight. Not surprised. So I'm not gonna be surprised to see Bakole. Looking at Bakole in the ring, even though the 3 day notice. I'm pretty sure he's ready to go.
Very ready to go, prepared.
So, wow, what a fight!
He was training after he had fought Jared Anderson, so he
was
waiting for a phone call. So this is perfect opportunity.
Right,
seize the moment, get out there and go get a bag with Turkey. Hey, I want to get a bag with Turkey. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I mean,
shout out to Team Bakole.
Call me crazy, but I mean, it's one of those replacements where I'm going for the replacement. I think Bakole has a really good chance of beating Parker.
Oh, most definitely. I'm leaning that way.
Right.
So, like I said, prayer for both men. That was a heavyweight. It's gonna be a banger. Heavyweight banger, and Parker throws shots too. So
yeah, but 112.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 112.
No.
I think in 6 or 7 rounds at the most, maybe.
Yeah, we'll be lucky if we even get to the halfway mark.
I agree. So, 6 rounds, I'll be shocked, right? I'll be shocked to see 6 rounds in this fight. One of them's gonna land,
Yep.
and then from there, whew,
It's night.
yeah.
Then we get on to the main event.
Main event.
Where's the rematch of Archer Beterbiev and Demetrius Bivol? Hopefully we won't get a repeat of the first one. But me and my boy was discussing this earlier before we shot, and he thinks it's gonna be a repeat. I hope not. I hope we get a better performance from Bivol, But if not, it is what it is.
And here's, to me, here's the reason why I feel it's going to be the same thing. I think Beterbiev wins again. His ring generalship. It's going to be tough to deal with Beterbiev once he does what he usually does. First 3 rounds, he's going to lose. He always likes to register the information, manage the distance, how far, how the speed, the power. And then from round 3 to round about 5, that's where we'll know who's going to win this fight. And that's what happened in the last fight. To me, that's where Beterbiev turned it up. He started cutting off the ring.
Got to let them hands go.
Yes,
you can't win a fight if you're not throwing punches back.
Right.
Sitting there and being in defense mode and just taking shots, it's not going to win you the fight.
Right.
And that's what he did in that one. That was his big mistake.
And
he wasn't putting out what he was receiving, and he was giving too much, and he wasn't giving out as much. So. Hopefully this one, he just turns it up and he just puts on a better show. He can just, do better. You know what I mean? Because even if it's a draw, that'd be dope. But that's when we'll get the third one. But shout out to both, man. I think they both want to go out there and bang it out because they know each other now. I'm pretty sure they've been watching the fights over and over and over and over and over to see if they've seen any other flaws in the fighter. But it's gonna be another classic.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. To me, that's my prediction. I think Beterbiev wins, but it's not like where I wouldn't be shocked if Bivol does make the adjustments, because it's adjustments that can be made by someone like Bivol. He's exactly what you need to beat a Beterbiev. If he can use his jab and he could go to the body a little bit more, and like you said, instead of going backwards and accepting that Beterbiev is coming forward and taking that power, perhaps move to the side. Control the distance, exactly.
Control
the distance, right? You got to control the distance. Be the boxer, right? Because a Beterbiev,
fight your fight. Right. Don't fight his fight, because if you do, you're always gonna lose when you fight the other fighter's fight. Right. So if he stays on his A game, and he put out some punches like he did when he was fighting Canelo, I think he'll be okay.
And that's the thing.
Be relentless with those punches, especially with a fighter like Beterbiev.
The volume.
Like, you can't sit there and be pitter-patting with that dude.
No.
Marcus Brown tried to do the same thing, and you see what he did to him. It was a bloody mess.
That's the thing, like Bivol will set off like on his combinations, and then with Beterbiev, I don't know, 2 or 3 shots, and now you got Bivol retreating. That was kind of the difference there.
Yeah. He was retreating a lot and not throwing out no punches, just kept his hands up.
Right.
I'm like, don't take that punishment, bro. Move, swing back.
Right.
You're a man just like him.
Right. It's effective aggression. In the big leagues, it's effective aggression and ring generalship, and that went to Beterbiev, regardless whether you like it or not. You can't be retreating like that.
He did what he had to do.
Right. So to me, that's my prediction. I got Beterbiev remaining undisputed, but Bivol is the guy that can do it, so wouldn't be shocked.
I ain't picking a fighter. I just want to get a fight, really, at the end of the day, just like even from the first one.
Wouldn't be shocked.
But may the best man win.
Right. It's gonna be a fantastic fight.
It's gonna be a rematch. It's part 2. We'll see what it do.
Right.
But thank y'all for tuning in. Like always, thank you for watching. This is BTR Boxing with Ja. Peace.
Thanks.